Recording in progress.
Hello guys, welcome to this low intermediate class. Bienvenidos a todos a esta clase de nivel intermedio bajo. En esta clase voy a hablar totalmente en inglés. Okay, let's get started. Let me share with you our topic. And today we are talking about grammar. So we are reviewing some past tenses. Let's talk about the past simple. The past simple would be, the past continuous, and the past with used to. Let's start with the past simple. Okay, for the past simple, we need to mention regular verbs. Regular verbs are formed by adding e, ed, or ied. Let's start with spelling rules. Add the only when you have silent e. For example, leave, lift, stare, stared. If you have a vowel plus y, add ed, stay, state, play, played. And the consonant plus y, change y for I and add eat. So we change y for I and we say carried. One syllable, single vowel, and ending with a single consonant. Double the final consonant and add ed. So you have not in your head, double d because the vowel is between two consonants, and add d. So it sounds nodded. Rib, vowel between two consonants, double the last consonant and is ripped. Two syllable stress on the second syllable and ending with a single consonant, double the final consonant and add ed. We have the word commit. Why are we doubling the consonant? Because the consonant is in the stress vowel. We have here commit, so the stress is in the second vowel. That's the reason why we double T. So the vowel is between M and T, so we double T because it's a stress vowel. Prefer. So the second vowel we have the stress, so we double R, preferred. Okay, let's continue here. Okay, we mentioned that we have regular verbs and irregular verbs. Regular verbs are formed by adding ed, talk, talked, play, played. Irregular verbs must be learned. They have different forms. Eat, ate, speak, spoke, have, had. Okay, let's read out some sentences in the past simple. We use the past to talk about events that happened a moment ago, a year ago. Okay, it's to mention something that occurred. Let's start here with the sentences. I went to the grocery store yesterday. I studied Spanish for 3 years ago in college. I played soccer in the park last weekend. He bought a new car last month. We visited our grandparents at the party. Okay. They walked along the beach at sunset. He ate a sandwich for lunch. We watched a movie at the cinema. She cleaned her room yesterday morning. So we have this time expression yesterday, 3 years, last weekend, and sometimes we don't place time expression. Okay, just mention, use the verb past, and you don't need to mention or to add a time expression if you don't need to do it. Okay, so the one important thing is the last sound. If you have visit, you say visited because you have T. So after T, you add the it sound, visited. If you don't have neither T or D, you say T, like T. Danced, walked, watched, played. Okay, let's go with the verb be. For the verb be, we need to memorize the form. We have I was, he was, you were, they were, she was, it was, and the negation wasn't, weren't. Negations are always a stress. That is a contraction. Was not, were not. For the question, we place the verb be first. So if we have the raising tone. Was I? Was he? Were you? Okay, here we have a summary. We have some sentences from the past. Okay, for the past simple, you only use the verb be. And you connect the subject with a quality, a place, a condition. We have here, I was cold. I was not sleepy. I wasn't sleepy. You were tired, you were not on the bus, weren't on the bus. He was in the garden, he was not at the school, he wasn't at the school. He was late, he was not ugly, he wasn't ugly. It was raining, it was not rain hot, it wasn't hot. We were on holiday, we were not at work. We weren't at work. They were hungry, they were not tired, they weren't tired. So you see that in negations, always stress the negative, the contraction with the negation and the negative word, the not is important because you indicate that you are negating. I was not good. Okay, let's switch to the past continuous. We use the past continuous to refer to the main or event in the past. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we have here, I was, we add the verb, sorry, we add the verb plus ing. I was playing, she was sleeping, it was sleeping, maybe the dog. We were getting something. You were playing, they were sleeping or writing. Here we have some sentences. She was studying for her exam when the phone rang. What is the main action? The main action was studying that was interrupted by the phone ringing. They were playing soccer in the park at that time, so that is the most important action. That's the only one in the sentence. He was cooking dinner when we arrived home. So it meant that we arrived, but the main action, the action was cooking. It was raining heavily when they went for a walk. Okay, so that is was the main action, raining. It was I was working on the project yesterday, so I emphasized that it was a continuous action in the past was the main action. We were watching TV when the power went out. So what is the most important action? Us watching TV. We were watching TV and something interrupted the action. The kids were playing outside because it was too cold. She was singing during the concert last night. So here we have singing and during. Don't confuse, during is a conjunction during. So connects both sentences. We use during, while, or when we connect the two sentences, the past continuous and the past simple. They were talking to each other after the argument. Argument means that there was a problem, during the conversation. They didn't agree on something. The students were listening to the teacher during the lecture, good. Okay, if you want to negate, just add the word not or the contraction to contract the words be and not. She wasn't studying or she was not studying. They were not playing or they weren't playing. If you want to ask, move the verb be to the first position. Was she studying? Were they playing soccer in the park at that time? Was he cooking dinner when we arrived? So the first sentence is the most important. Is what is called the independent sentence. We'll be studying that in another lesson. Okay, let's go with used to. Used to is expression we use when we are referring to something we used to do in the past, so I'm using that, but we don't do it anymore. It's a past habit. In Spanish, we use the endings aba, yo jugaba, yo amaba. So that is what we do in Spanish. We call it el copretérito. So we use this for past habits. We stop from doing that. For example, they used to live in a small apartment. So if you notice, you have so the sounds are blended into one. Used to live in a small apartment, but we don't live in an apartment anymore. We stopped from living there. So we use now, we live in a house with a big garden. It's not we, it's they. They live in I used to watch cartoons, but now I don't because I'm an adult. Good. Here we have more. Used to, past habits. We use used to, that is a positive, for habits or situation which happen repeatedly and over a long period of time in the past, but don't happen now or are not true anymore. I didn't I didn't used to speak English, but now I speak it. So we have here the positive used to, I used to, we used to, you used to, he, she, they used to. You add the verb in the base form, play, and a complement. I used to play the piano, you used to play the piano. For the negative, remove the letter D, and just use didn't used to, because didn't negate indicates past, so you don't need to add D to the word used to. So didn't use to. I didn't used to do any exercise. You didn't used to do any exercise, and so on. For the question, remove letter D, add the zero D, and ask, did you used to live in the countryside? Did he used to live in the countryside? The answers, the short answers are the same as in the past simple, regular past simple. Yes, he did. No, I didn't. If you give long responses, use used to. Yes, I used to live in the countryside, but now I live in the city. Oh, when you move to the present, you need to use the present. Okay. Okay, let's go here. And let's talk about the use to. We have it for affirmative, for negative sentences. We have here the verbs, and for the questions. We have used to, didn't used to, and did you used to. For example, I used to play. I didn't used to go to the park. Do you used to teach English? Yes, uh, I did. So it means that I don't do it anymore if I say that. In my case, no, I didn't, but now I do it. Okay, this is for repeated actions in the past that they are not true in the present. Okay, here we have more examples. We have some sentences I'm reading. I used to live in New York. She used to play the piano when she was a child, the piano. We used to visit our grandparents every summer. He used to be a professional athlete. They used to have a dog named Max. I used to love eating ice cream as a kid. She used to work at a bookstore. We used to go camping in the mountains. He used to play soccer in high school. They used to have a garden in their backyard. I used to watch cartoons on Saturday mornings. She used to wear glasses, but now she uses contact lenses. We used to take long road trips during the holidays. They used to collect comic books. They used to live in a small cottage by the lake. I used to have a crush on my neighbor. Have a crush means that you fell in love with someone. She used to bake cookies with her grandmother. We used to go fishing at the lake. He used to have a part-time job as a waiter. They used to sing in a school choir. I used to play video games for hours, but now I don't. I used to do that. I used to, but now I don't. She used to ride her bike to school. We used to have a family game night every week. He used to be a member of a rock band. They used to go hiking in the mountains. I used to take dance lessons as a child. She used to volunteer at the local animal shelter, and we used to have picnics in the park. So all these actions are stuff. They are not habits present. That is something you need to remember. Okay, thank you for attending, watching this video. This is my Instagram account, and this is my number if you want to get private lessons. Okay, good. What past form I'm using? It depends on the function. What do you mean? Are you talking about an event that occurs in the past? Are you referring to a place you were in the past? Use the past be. Are you talking a condition in the past? Use the past be. Are you talking about actions or something that happened in the past? Use the past simple with any verb. Or are you talking about a main action in the past? Use the past continuous. Are you talking about past habits? Use to. Okay. Thank you for your time, guys. It was very nice. Okay, recording this video for you. Okay, I hope it's helpful for you. This is teacher Alfonso Perez saying bye bye. Yeah, take care.